It's your boy Johnnie Cabell checking in. Shouts out to the man himself, Real Tune TV. Make sure y'all check this man out. Make sure y'all support him. We support our own. So make sure y'all check him out. Real Tune TV. Look him up.
Alright, goddamn me. For the people who don't know, man, let them know who we got behind the camera.
Man, you got Johnnie Cabell, CEO of Global Vision, but better than that, it all started from hit after hit. You know, that's like, when you say that name right there, that name means something, hit after hit. Because that's what we was dropping, hit after hit after hit after hit. But you got your boy Johnnie Cabell, CEO of Global Vision. You know, I have a booking agency / management company.
Okay. Before we even get started, you know, I see you with the fresh cut, man.
These little things?
Yeah.
Little cut, you know. I mean, you know, shout out to my man King Cuts. You know, that's his IG. I call him Dorsey, Big Dorsey.
Yeah.
But shout out Dorsey, King Cuts, you know.
Yeah.
That's who keep me right. Like, this, people don't understand. Sometimes you got people out there that look at it and be like, man, you get that shit on their face and all this and that. But see, like, this is, I'm like an artist. This is Johnnie Cabell.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My man Dorsey gonna keep me tight, gonna keep me lined up, and you know, you make sure, you know, I'm in the game, you know.
Important.
I get a lot of compliments, you know. You get your people that hate, but I get more compliments than people that's hate. So, hey, I'm good.
That part.
Yeah.
So look, before we even get into anything, I just gotta know, how much money do you got around your neck right now?
Oh, these little jewelry pieces.
Yeah.
Plus, let me see. If I had to count,
I ain't seen too many managers.
I probably got close to about 75 to 100,000 with my rings and bracelet, necklace. You know, about close to about maybe about 100 pieces almost.
Okay. Well, look, for those who don't know, where are you from?
I claim Atlanta, Georgia, but I'm originally from Cleveland, Ohio. But I grew up in Atlanta, Georgia. You know, I've been here for over 30 years, so I claim Atlanta. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I went to elementary school, with middle school, with high school, you know, claim Atlanta. It's right. You know, this my city. I love this city. I rep this city. But, you know, my birthmark is Cleveland, Ohio. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the Midwest, Ohio. For sure.
So let's go ahead and get into it. So first off, what do you do? What is Johnnie Cabell?
Man, what do I don't do? That's the question. But I'm known for my booking agency. I do have a management company, but I will say I'm mainly known for my booking agency. Like, you know, I have worked with everybody. I mean, I don't know nobody pretty much that I haven't worked with. I manage a lot of artists, but I also book a lot of artists, have a lot of artists that be signed to my booking agency. But even if you not signed to my booking agency, and if you are hot, I'm booking you. You know what I'm saying? Point blank, I am booking you. Like, sometimes I book an artist more than their own manager or who's ever over them is booking them, because, you know, people, I built my name up to where people know I'm the go-to guy for getting these artists, booking these artists, making sure they're going to get their drops, making sure that they're going to be there on time, and everything is going to be on place. Like, I built the name up for myself. Sure. And the difference between me and what really made my name and what made Johnnie Cabell my agency as well was, instead of taking my percentage out of the artist, I made the promoters pay for it. Like, I'm the guy that started putting the money on top of what the artist was getting. That's how I was really able to break into booking agents, because I would tell them, like, look, if you want 5,000, I'm going to get you 5,000. I'm going to make my money on top. I'm going to put my money on top. I charge anywhere between 10 to 15%. I'm going to put my money on top. I'm going to get you your money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So artists were liking it.
Well, when you hear about Johnnie Cabell, there's always a myth, a mystery behind the bag. There's always some money being brought up. What is that about?
I mean, that's a great question, and I'm glad you asked that question because I definitely want to, you know what I'm saying, bring some light to that and clear that up. Like, the way that is if I book a show and you are promoting, coming to me to book a show, but no, you're the promoter. It's another guy booking the show, but you having him get the show because you can't get to me.
Right.
You don't know Johnnie Cabell just yet, or you don't have access to me. So you go on, you trying to book this artist, so you call whoever you can.
So
you call, but majority of the people that you talking to, they gotta come to me because they don't have the relationship with the artist or have access to this artist. But guess who do? Johnnie Cabell. So they'll call me and be like, look, I got the promoter, he want to book the show, he need this artist. I'm like, cool. I'm gonna tell him 10,000. You know what I'm saying? You know, the show might be for 10. When he come at you, he might tell you 15, he might even tell you 20, whatever. But I only charged him 10 for the show, plus my fee. So, time to get to you, the price is either triple or double or whatever he didn't told you. But I only charge you this amount. So if something go wrong or whatever, because it's my contract that I send out to that individual, whatever. But my name being the bigger name in this equation, I get, you know what I'm saying, I don't want to get the blame. Or it's like, well, Johnnie charged his. No, Johnnie didn't charge you anything. Your boy charged you that. You know what I'm saying? Your boy charged you that. I only charged him this amount. You know, so it be stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, that'll get caught up with my name, you know, or another situation on how things be like, I may fight for my artists to get them the amount that I feel like they worth.
Right.
It ain't that I'm chopping your head off or trying, but this is what my artists feel like they is worth, and I'm gonna fight to get them what we feel like is the amount that we should be charging you. But my artist ain't the one talking to you. I'm the one talking to you. So you gonna think, damn, this man right here just charged so much money, but it's not me. I work for this man. If he telling me he want $20,000, I gotta tell you this. You see what I'm saying? You may feel like he only worth 5 or 10, but he said, nah, I want 20. Can't do nothing but give you the price of what he want. But you're not dealing with the artist directly. You're dealing with me. So, once again, I'm the middleman between my artist and you, or my client and you. So, of course, who gonna look like the bad guy? Johnnie. But I'm not the bad guy, just that I'm fighting for what I feel like is best for my artist or my client or that individual that I'm dealing with.
Definitely.
So that's the perception it be with, you know what I'm saying, they get caught up with Johnnie, with, you know what I'm saying, man, it may either charge or, you know, it's always something about that bad with Johnnie. But they just not understand his business. It ain't that it's about something, it's just the business. And if you don't understand why A and B happen, then of course, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna be confused. That part. And there would be somebody in between or whatever.
Understood. Well, outside of that, you've worked with some of the biggest artists in the game, and I want to say you got them a lot of times when they weren't shit, when no one really knew about them. Some of the more notable artists that you worked with would you consider Nicki Minaj, Gucci, Thug, 21?
I didn't work. I'm putting it to you like that. I started off with this group called Crime Mob. That's what gave me my foot into the door. That's where everything started from. Crime Mob. From Crime Mob, you know, I was able to start working with other groups, which D4L, they found me at the radio station, and which so happened, my partner, D Money, and Shorty Low, who I wound up managing here too, which is an artist I managed, and we'll get into that. But they was like, you know what I'm saying, Low was the man on the west side, my partner was the man on the east side, and everything. Low was locked up at the time when I found Shorty Low. I mean, when I found D4L. You know what I'm saying, when I started working with D4L. So, you know, when they came to me and I went to my partner, he was like, but shit, that's the homie, so we gonna look out. So we did a deal with D4L. We signed D4L to D Money Records, and we started, you know what I'm saying, doing what we do. And D4L, you know, they had, at the time they had this song out called "Bet You Can't Do It Like Me," and that was the song we was pushing. They was doing the album, working. One day, Mubino asked me to come to the studio. They played the song "Laffy Taffy." I kind of laughed at it at first because I am.
Girl, shake that Laffy Taffy. Yeah.
I didn't, you know what I'm saying, just really just get it like that. But I was like, man, we'll worry about that later. But we were pushing, at that time people would do like the way you would market and put your stuff out back then, which they call guerrilla marketing. We'll press up like thousands and thousands of CDs and we'll send them off to different markets and stuff so that, you know, they could get it out in the streets.
Right.
And that's how you built the buzz up for that group or that individual or that artist. So we pressed up like 20,000 CDs, I think. Maybe more, but I do know at least 20. Mubi had put this song on there, which was Laffy Taffy recorded. It was the 5th song that was on the CD. I had no clue. We pressed up all these CDs. So when we sent it out, people on this one DJ, I never forget, it was out of Nashville, and they played the song and he said, man, it's another song that's on this CD. And I happened to play it and people just start going crazy, reacting and wanting to hear this song. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Ain't nothing but one song on there. You got the clean, the dirty, the acapella, and the instrumental. He said, nah, if you go put that CD in the car, it's another song on there, number 5. I'm arguing with it, man, like crazy. Man, I go put the CD in, and it was Laffy Taffy on there. And he asked, could he play it? I'm like, yeah. Man, I promise you, people don't really know, but Laffy Taffy literally blew up. Oh, it's like the word just spread it like a wildfire or something. You know what I'm saying? It just spread it. It just went crazy. It got so crazy that people that didn't like the song was forced to play this song because the request was so huge. It was like crazy. It was like unheard of. And we had to stop the CD that they had recorded a whole album. We had to stop it. Stop them from distributing out and flip the whole thing. That's how the Snap era really came.
Yeah.
So they redid the whole album and it just went crazy. Laffy Taffy was so big that it broke all type of records. We're in the Guinness Book of World Records. You know what I'm saying? Behind this single. We broke the ringtone sales, all of that. Like, sold most ringtones in a week, whatever. Like, it was just crazy. It was just like on steroids. Laffy Taffy was a song that was on steroids. It was getting like played like over 10,000 times a week on our radio station throughout the country. It's the #1 song in the world. So ain't too many people that can tell you they had a #1 song in the country. So when you get a title and you reach that plateau, like, that's big, that's huge. So, you know, reach that in, you know, from the D4L, I met Shorty Low, and that's a story within itself. And, you know, Low was a street person. The group had changed the whole concept. You gotta think, D4L was 4 guys that came from 4 different parts of the projects. Like, for real, you had like Perry Home, Bourne Home, Herndon Home, and I always forget the last part, but they came from four critical parts of Atlanta, Georgia, dangerous parts. So they was street guys. Not, you know what I'm saying, the stuff that people try to perceive them and take them as when we had put out the Laffy Taffy and then we had the Snap Me, but these is real street guys that you dealing with.
Making dance music though.
Exactly.
Okay.
But we were forced to because Laffy Taffy blew up so big, we had no choice. We had to switch it. You know what I'm saying? So, but Low, like, you know what I'm saying, it got so big, Low forced to put, he even had to put a verse, we had to put a verse, because he was on his way getting out, and he put a verse on Laffy Taffy just so that, you know, it could be attached to it. Right. And everything when he say, I'm Low, you know, I'm Low. CEO, guess that, so dead. He wasn't even rapping that time, but we had got him so real quick just to make him a part of. And he was like, man, I guess, man, is that what they wanted? That what they, because he had the way he talked, but, you know, it was crazy. But then, you know, with every group, you always got stuff that, you know, happens, and everybody was screaming Fabo, because Fabo was just, he just stood out. He wore all these different colors. He had the little foot move that he'll do.
He got the glasses.
The glasses, the shades and everything. So, you know, everybody was screaming, Fabo, Fabo, Fabo. And it got out and it got back to Low, and it was like a comment that would say, like, what would D4L be without Fabo? And that kind of disturbed the group and Low in a way to where, you know, people started telling, they were like, man, no, you do this shit for real, man. You from the street, man. You need to start rapping, and you know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't walk that talk for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? You real bankhead, and you know, and Low like, yeah, you right. And he went in the lab, and you know, he started recording, and it just, his first song was that I'm the Man, and we started. It's crazy because I'm the Man had grew and was bumping so big that they were playing on the radio before we even mixed it. We had just sent it to Greg Street. Greg Street is the person that's behind breaking I'm the Man. And a real big part in the Shorty Low career, because he like really adapted and, you know what I'm saying, took Low, and he always supportive of our music. And I'm the Man just grew. Next thing you know, Lowe's just started going in. Then we came over with They Know. And when They Know hit, it was over with. You know what I'm saying? Wound up doing the deal. And, you know, me and Lowe, we did our situation, and we were doing the, you know, we did the stuff with DJ Scream, where he was doing the mixtapes. And everything just started taking off.
You being very modest right now. But I want to know, within the process of you working with Shawty Low, like, who do you feel like you put on? I think it's important that people know people like you in the background and what they really do for the culture.
Man, not to put people's business out there, but I definitely been behind the scenes with a lot of artists. It like that whole movement that was going on the West Side, I played a very, very big part in. Even dealing with like the Franchise Boys, the Shop Boys, you know what I'm saying? And when I say I played a big part, like, I was moving these artists around throughout the Chitlin circuit. Even going back before that with Trillville, Lil Scrappy, you know what I'm saying, the whole Lil Crunk era. Like, I was the guy that booked these shows and took these artists on the road, and they didn't even know how to collect their own money. You know what I'm saying? Even the Mac, they didn't know this stuff. Not trying to be funny, but they didn't know how to pick up their back ends, and you know what I'm saying? And that's another thing I was known for. Johnnie gonna get that back end. Right. You know? And I don't know if that's the part that made people feel like I was like a Suge Knight or whatever, but I just made sure we got that back end.
That part.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I was that guy that people will go to and use. Okay, we want you to handle all our bookings with our shows. You know what I'm saying? Dealing from Scrappy, Trillville, all of that. Like, and then when I started moving, then when the crunk era, I started moving into the whole D4L and the Snap. I was working with Shop Boys. I was working with Franchise. I was working with this group called Ben Hill Squad, Trap Squad. Everything that was coming from the West Side was up under my belt. I'm from the East Side. But I got so deep into this whole West Side movement, people started thinking that I'm from Bankhead. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not from Bankhead, but I ran everything that was going on over there dealing with that movement. And like I said, I had a booking agency and I had a management company. So it's either you would sign up under me on the management or you were dealing with me with the booking. Or I was helping the label that was behind the artist or that individual either get a deal, get put on, or I'm putting their artists on in the city. You know what I'm saying? I started a lot of independent labels where I was helping them, you know. But I never really put that out there like that or talked about it. It was just, I knew what I'd done. And I know they know what I'd done. You know what I'm saying? People know, but I don't get a lot of credit for stuff that I have done, but I don't just boast and brag and put it out there. You know what I'm saying? Even from there, I teamed up with this lady by the name of Deborah Acne. And this when street music was coming into play, to where people was more so on the streets, and you had people like OJ, Gucci, Shorty Low, Walker, you know what I'm saying, Nicki, like, but Low was my artist, but OJ, Gucci, Walker, and Nicki, I worked with this lady named Ms. Dale. She put everything in my hand. You take care of all my bookings, all of that. That's you. She ain't getting my way, none of that. So I'm working these artists and I'm making them money. I'm bringing Miss Dale literally $250,000 in a bag, Louis bag, whatever. I'm bringing bags like that to her.
Yeah.
For one artist. This one artist, that was Gucci. But I'm bringing bags for OJ, bringing bags. You know what I'm saying? I took Nicki from zero. This is a true story. I took Nicki from zero to $100,000 a show. Me, I did. When she said, who you know made $1 million off a mixtape, I'm who she talking about, because we made $1 million off a mixtape, because we doing all these shows. I'm talking about her numbers going up, she going crazy. Bam. Making all this money. Gucci. Whew. Now Gucci, everything was good till he started going to jail and things just started taking a turn. That's when I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting this. You know what I'm saying? Because Gucci was the first artist I worked with that went to jail and repeatedly started going to jail. And it started messing up the money, because who they looking at? Me, because now that he can't do the show, they like, we want our money back.
Right.
Or like what we gonna do? So instead of them going to the manager, they come to me because I'm the one that booked the show, because I'm the contract that they have.
Right.
But I ain't the one who, like, when a show come in to me, when I book a show, I get my percentage, I send the money to the manager. It's out of my hand when I send it to him. And you know how hard it could be trying to get money back from a street guy or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Before it got.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I had to deal with all that. So I had people trying to tear my name down, trying to destroy my company. I went through a major situation with a certain individual that wrote a story so big on me that it really like to crush my whole company. But what she didn't know was, number one, I'm a child of God. Number two,
Come on, somebody.
you know what I'm saying? Number two is when you are doing the right thing and you're not in the wrong, the truth always come to light anyway. But I had my business together, so I was able to protect myself. But this lady really tried to tear me, and she was trying to steal my company. She was trying to steal my artist rep. Like going to him telling that, you know, because she tried to do what I do. And it got really like, this person, man, I don't even want to get him that fame like that. So I ain't going to even mention their name, but they know who they are. But they even try to do what I do, try to be me. You know what I'm saying? Try to get my artists to come over to them and everything, but it didn't work or whatever. But if it wasn't for people really knowing that I do good business and who I was, oh man, I would have been out of there. They tried to bring a RICO act against me.
What?
They tried to hit me with a RICO. Went through a lot of stuff dealing with Gucci, dealing with these shows, and people trying to blame me for being the reason why they weren't getting their money back or stuff going on. But
so how'd you survive the RICO?
that man upstairs.
Yeah. Were you arrested for it?
Nah, I was never arrested. They tried to charge me, but they couldn't because my paperwork was too tight.
Right.
My paperwork was too tight, so that wound up fading away and everything. But I started it's like people was seeing what I was doing out here, running and breaking these artists out here. They were working like everybody come. I started working with this artist out of LA, OT Genesis, to where, you know, they came to me and we just went crazy, running him around all the markets and stuff. I was even working, even like YC, like it's so many artists like YC. When YC, and before Future became Future, you know what I'm saying, I was not even aware that he was the one that really was behind and wrote the whole Rats on Rats. But my partner, once again, I told you, I worked with a lot of independent labels and stuff. So I had relationships with the label, with the independent label, because they may have been my friend or somebody who I'm doing business with, working with. So he had the artist YC. Me and my boy Play, which is Big Play Entertainment, who YC was signed to. They had the song Rats on Rats, but I didn't know that they had bought the song. But Future was the one that really wrote the song, and he was really the one. But I went with my boy, because he had YC, and he was the one putting up the bag. Should have took Future, because Future was the one that was the talented one. Right. YC, man, I worked this man so much and so hard. This man told me, I'm tired of making money. Like he like, I didn't know it was gonna be like this. I did my group Crime Mall. I did. I worked them so hard. We were doing so many shows. Sometimes we do 4 shows in a day. They was like, they begged their parents for me to take them off the road. Begged them. They was crying. I'm talking tears, literally crying, cause they was tired.
Right.
But listen, when I came into the guy, I was so hungry. I'm talking about hungry. I was like a lion, a beast out there. I was doing management. I was doing security. I was the driver. I was the DJ. I was everything. The booking agent, everything. And boy, all I thought about was getting that bag. Getting that bag and how we can make it to our next show. And it's crazy because now I be like, man, it's impossible to do something. But I didn't even realize how strong I was going. Like, I was like a beast out there. But I was working them kids like crazy. You would think I was like a slave owner. You know what I'm saying? Or I had some Mexicans or some Chinese people working or something. Like, that's how they were working. But they took that money off. And man, when they took that money off, it ain't never been the same since then. Because I said, listen, you take money off, I'm telling you, you know what I'm saying? Anything can happen. Stuff started happening, and that's when I found D4L and stuff. But I was working YC, and that man, he was another one that couldn't handle the pressure. Cause I had him booked like 7 days a week. We were doing shows on top of shows. He had after parties, and he got to do. Then on top of that, he doing interviews. He got to go to the radio. He got to go do this in store. We got to go do this book sign. I mean, you know what I'm saying, sign or whatever. So it's like all type of stuff going on. He couldn't handle it. Couldn't handle it. You know what I'm saying? That's why he really stopped. He could not handle the pressure. And he was making money. How you get tired of making money? So, you know, I did like, you know what I'm saying? working with, you know what I'm saying, people like that, like YC. I also, you know what I'm saying, another artist that I could say that's been a real big artist down to this day that's been out there, this artist by the name of Cash Dog. You know, I worked with Cash Dog. I was making her money and she couldn't even have a song on the radio.
Cash Doll from Detroit.
Cash Dog from Detroit. So I'm working her. I had like a 4-year run I was doing with her and stuff, and you know, we was making money. We got up like, I got her up to like about 15,000 before she really had got something that was even on the radio. Was able to put something on the radio. We was getting it bad. I'm talking about making money, you know. And this a female, you know. And I'm gonna say something about that, what I just said, she a female, because that's another thing about me that has started transitioning. Like, I caught, when I started with Nicki, after Nicki's, like I call it niche, working with these females, it was just something that just seemed like it just mashed together, and it just made a thing, because Nicki, Cash Doll, and I was booking for these artists that was managed by other people like Cardi and Megan. You know what I'm saying? Like, I worked with their management and was booking their artists and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Then I came up on light skin Keisha. I started booking her to where it actually fell in my lap. I didn't try, it just fell in my lap as far as managing her and stuff.
Yeah.
So, you know, I've been known to have my niche with these females and stuff. And I did a deal with this young lady by the name of Leighton Green, who I managed, me and my partner. And before we did the deal, they came to me, my boy came to me, once again, a company. My boy wanted me to help him. I was just consulting for him. I said, you know what? I want to start a production company. I want y'all to sign Leighton to this production company. I'm going to take management, and I'm going to go get us a deal. Not only am I going to get us a deal, I'm going to get us $1 million plus. She ain't had no record on the radio or nothing. But her social media was so big that was crazy. They put about 150,000 into this girl. You know how much I got her? $2 million. $2 million deal, 1.2 up front, and got them their money back and everything, double, triple, or whatever. And this was somebody that came from nothing. Was damn near homeless at one point in time. You know, she had a story within herself. You know, but my boy, when they came to me, you know what I'm saying, I took that from where it was, created something, made something out of it, and phew, magic. You know what I'm saying? Did that deal. I also did a deal with a young artist by the name of Kissy Lee. I signed her when she was pregnant, 6 months. And this ground zero, like nothing out there. But I believed in her, and she had an incredible voice to me. I took that, and I got her an independent deal with this company who I started out, who had signed D4L. My man D Money had been out the game for 10 years. I brought him out of retirement, brought him back in. We signed Kissy Lee, did a big deal, 6-figure deal, everything. Got her nice chunk up front, you know what I'm saying? And now we about to get a major deal, and it's gonna be worth some meals. Once again, I did a deal with my artist Flage, who we assigned to the company who had Leighton at first. We assigned it to them, Leveled Up Music Group. I had did a deal with that, but you know, things happen, stuff didn't go right and all that, but you know, everything ended on a good term. But I had did a situation with her, got her a deal and stuff. So, you know, I was doing deals, like last year I did like 4 deals, all independent, but with big deals. And that's leading to stuff, something good. I booked for a lot of people, and some of the people that I ain't worked with, that you may not even think or know, but I was behind. It was a part of when it was in the beginning. And that's another thing that I go through. Like, I work with a lot of these artists, and it be situations that'll occur or that'll come up once that fame hit and once that money hit. Fame is money will always break up artists or break up this business or cause problems. I ain't work with artists like 21. I ain't work with artists like Young Thug, Pee Wee Longway, Young Scooter, all these artists. You know what I'm saying? But certain ones, it be like the greed of money or the fame, and we start having problems, and then they start poking their chest out. Like, they big now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I might started with this person. Once I ain't got them up certain number, now they making all their money, but now they feel like, oh, we got it now, or we could do this. Like, I down there at one point in time, then they had the whole city where people like, man, we can't let it man got too much power. He just got too much. We can't let him book this certain artist or that artist because he's just gonna have too much control. It's like I damn near had a monopoly on the city at one point. Niggas was getting intimidated. They didn't want to see a black young man who ain't bothering nobody make all this money or have all this power because of controlling all the artists. You know what I'm saying? If everybody coming to you, then it's like, you know, he doing too much. It is crazy because our own people, we hate on the success of another person. You know, there ain't people even that you working with, they feel like they start trying to count your pocket or feel like you getting too big or you making too much money. Or you living in a mansion? You got jewelry? You got more than what I got? Or you driving that type of car? People hate. You know what I'm saying? But not knowing, I'm just working. You know what I'm saying? Why can't I enjoy the fruit of my labor? You know, if I'm working, why can't I have a nice car? Why can't I live nice like this person if I'm working and putting in the work and making the money?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, but that's what we deal with.
Let me take you back for a second. Shawty Lo. So, what do you think made him so special?
Man, that's a great question. What made Lo so special was his personality, the way that Lo was a person, man, like, he would just grow on you. You could hate Lo, but love him so much at the same time because it's just Lo had a way of just communicating with. He kept it so real. Like, he was old school.
Right.
He was definitely old school. And he just had them ways, but he was solid. He was solid and he was real. You know what I'm saying? And if he fuck with you, he fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, me and Lo was literally like brothers. Like, we'll argue, we'll fight, you know what I'm saying? We'll agree to disagree. We have our disagreements at times, but we was like family. Like, Lo was so solid that, cause in around 2008, when we was at the peak of his career, like, you know, he had won the BET Award, first independent artist from Atlanta winning a beat, like, not the hip hop, who won a BET Award.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That part.
Headlining Birthday Bash and Lo winning ASCAP Awards and all type of awards. We breaking records out here. Like, Lo was like huge. Everybody was in this man's ear trying to sit, talking about, man, look, you need to let me manage you so I can really take you to this next level, whatever. One thing that man did never leave me or fire. He stayed
loyal.
solid. He was loyal.
Right.
Real big. He was real big on that. You know what I'm saying? He was loyal and he was real. He ain't let nobody come in. Like, you have a lot of artists, they'll let somebody come in and trick them out of the situation and in that help them get to where they actually at. But just because of perception or somebody painting this picture or telling you what they could do, they wind up, they'll let you go to get with what they feel is going to be greener on the other side. And 9 times out of 10, as we all know, it's never really what we perceive it to be. Sometimes it be even worse or whatever. But he never turned his back. Kept it real with me. No, like, man, rest in peace to him. But you know, like, if I needed something, if he had it, he gonna give it to me. I don't care how much it was. He gave me a large, substantial amount of money one time, and he didn't even second guess. Told me come pick it up. Say he used to call me big boy. Say come get it, big boy. You know, or he'll call me fat boy, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But he ain't question. He'll give it to me. Oh, he wanted money back, you know. But
yeah, right.
You don't want, hey, boy, you don't want to play with that man with owing him, and you try, cause he gonna throw an interest, and man, this man would give you some, but then trick you out of you gonna give him the money back, but he gonna be to trick you out of some more money on top of the money you get back. That's just, man, he was Lowe was one of a kind.
Fool with it.
Yeah, but he just people respect Lowe because he kept it real.
Right.
And he touched the people. Like, he didn't never act Hollywood or act above what he was. Man, Lowe would be we'd be doing shows, Lowe, regular person. Lowe wasn't into clothes, and like, he had jewelry because that's, you know, but he wasn't really into stuff like that.
Right.
Man, Lowe would come around being some polo boxer long sleeve pants and a black t-shirt, or just some jeans and a t-shirt. He was just so real, just natural with it. Any city we going to the block. He ain't gonna be Hollywood. He gonna kick it with you, chop it up, smoke one with you. You know what I'm saying? Even have y'all come to the show, kick it with us, whatever. Like, he didn't never act Hollywood. That's the first thing. So he ain't never act Hollywood.
Well, you talk about him touching the people. I know at one point he was calling himself King of Bankhead.
Yeah. And at that time, you know, that's how he felt. You know what I'm saying? He was the king of Bank. See, Lowe was from Bankhead for real. Now, I ain't gonna put it out there, you know what I'm saying? But I just know he walked on the streets for real. Like, he was from the heart, Bowen Homes, which that's like the heart of Bankhead. You know what I'm saying? They're like being in Vietnam or something, because it was rough.
It's like that.
It's like that. Like,
right.
You had to really be about that life, you know what I'm saying, to be over there or know somebody.
Right.
Because if you didn't, boy, you didn't want to get caught up over there. You know, but him and Tip had got into a little beef, and it was a real beef. Like, wasn't no makeup, like, they had a real beef. It was so real that they had a shootout in Bowen Home that lasted for about 10 minutes.
Damn, that's a lot of rounds.
Oh yeah, it was a lot. I never had experienced something like that in my life.
You were there?
Yeah, I was around there, and only thing you hear was boom, 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 boom. I'm talking about all type of guns, pistols, any pistol gun you can name was probably going off that day.
Over a nigga calling himself king?
It was a little deeper than that. It's a little deeper than that.
And excuse me for my, you know, I'm not from Atlanta, I'm from Texas. So this here is almost foreign to us.
It was a little deeper than that, but it was starting to get out of hand to where, you know, people were bringing out receipts. Lowe was bringing out receipts.
Oh.
And we was like, had stuff that was, you know what I'm saying, that you could see. And, you know, I hate to say it, but if we wouldn't have got a certain phone call, let me put it like this, so, because when people say I don't want nobody to take this wrong. You remember how it was when Flip and T.I.?
Mm-hmm.
I would just say it would have been a situation, something like that. If we wouldn't get a certain phone call, because we had something that we was about to release and bring out to whereas it was gone. It probably would have crushed. It probably would have crushed the whole thing. Would have crushed it. So, but we had, had to put a stop to it. The hands to be spoke, and it started to fade away. Brought it to an end.
I think that's amazing how in Atlanta you can make a call and kill a beef where there was already a shootout. A lot of times I try to wrap my head around. I'm from Texas, but I did a lot of my work in the DFW area. And when I just look at the whole Mo 3 situation, beats, Trevor, all that good stuff, and you have a major artist, I don't want to say that no one can control, but where there's no gatekeepers. Let me ask, in Atlanta, would you say that there are gatekeepers?
Yeah, I'm a gatekeeper.
Ooh,
I'm a gatekeeper.
It's a fact.
I'm definitely a gatekeeper. Yes.
Who would you consider the gatekeepers of this city? Off the top of your head.
People like I would have to say who I consider a gatekeeper. Damn, my mind went blank. But I'm about to tell you.
I mean, that's a big title to thrust upon somebody. Calling them a gatekeeper is one of them. It's like, from my personal definition, you have to be able to settle beefs, conflict, maintain the bag, keep outsiders from coming in, taking what's yours. There's a lot of different attributes.
You might. I think it would be safe to say. I would probably say a Coach K. He like a gatekeeper. He's a gatekeeper. I would say Miss Deb. She a gatekeeper.
You can't just be saying these names. You gotta at least give us the why. Why Coach K?
I mean, Coach K, I would say Coach K because they are the first true independent label that really like made it majorly big out here for Atlanta. That I could say that had groups like Migos, Cardi.
And you're talking about QC?
Yeah, QC.
Okay.
City Girls and Lil Baby, like they set the standard. You know what I'm saying? He set the standard, and outside of that, they done some things that have helped individuals and signed a lot of. They got a lot of individuals that are signed that may not be as big as the Cardi, as the Migos and the Lil Babies and stuff and City Girls, but they are part of the movement and they in that system.
The Bankroll Freddies.
And stuff. So, I would say they're a gatekeeper because people look, when you come to Atlanta, you can't help but to think of QC.
That part.
You know what I'm saying? They like one of the biggest independent labels that's in today's time and the wave that's out now. Even though, you know what I'm saying, like, I may have my opinions on how I may feel personally about them, but you can't help but to scream.
You can't take it away from
you can't take it away.
So Miss Deb.
I say Miss Deb because Miss Deb is an interesting person. Miss Deb is that person that where she didn't help a lot of individuals be who they are. People that she really didn't get her credit for, like French Montana. Like, she was behind French. I remember when French was coming to Atlanta, sleeping on her couch. and stuff. She helped a lot of individuals. And Dale knew how to put the players together, like how she brought in me, which was a very, very key part in a lot of the talent that she dealt with. You know, because that's how we was feeding the artists.
At the end of the day.
You know what I'm saying? That's how we were feeding these artists. But she made strategic moves outside of that. And, like, Dale was a person that could come sit down, if it was something going on, sit down with an individual and get both sides to come to terms. You know what I'm saying? And work things out. You know, there's a lot of situations that was worked out that Miss Dale was a part of. You know what I'm saying, behind the scene. And not just artists, but a lot of movers and shakers and important people that's moved through the industry. Right. So that's why I feel like, you know, she would be considered as a, you know what I'm saying, a gatekeeper. I would definitely say, like, the Coalition DJs, they're gatekeepers. Like, DJ Funky and Eds, definitely gatekeepers. Because that's who break your music in these streets in Atlanta, in these strip clubs and just around. They're gatekeepers. You know, Hood Rich, you know, and Screaming them, they like gatekeepers because that's who we deal with. That was real big on the mixtape scene. Mm-hmm. That was real big with just connecting other little dots and stuff with individuals and all that. They like gatekeepers. It may be a couple of names that I'm missing, and I don't want people to take it the wrong way. Just for some reason, I got a brain freeze.
It be like that. It be like that.
Yeah, but just off the top of my head, there was a couple of people that I can say that are like gatekeepers of Atlanta. You know, but also let me say this: some of like the promoters in Atlanta that really make it possible for these artists to be able to move around like a Smurf. You know, rest in peace to Wallow, and when he was around, Wallow and Low. Low is still here, but Wallow, he passed away. All the major promoters, like promoters around the way, they are like gatekeepers in that. We got a couple of gatekeepers. We got a few gatekeepers. You know, it just really take me a minute to just think, but you know, them off my head.
I do want to ask you, before we go any further, how did Shawty Lowe's death affect the city of Atlanta?
It's a major impact. Major impact. Just alone, it affected me in a crazy way. Like, when I found out around about 4 something in the morning, about 4:30, and when I got the call, I was like, man, stop playing with me. And I like, don't play like that. And then when I turned on the news, 5 o'clock, I seen his car. And when I seen his car, and they said that, you know, because at first they weren't releasing his name. They just said an unknown rapper had passed away in a car accident. But I knew it was him. My stomach just dropped, literally, just dropped. It was the worst pain I ever felt in my life since my very first son passed away of SIDS. And he passed away at 4 months, and I was at work. And I literally ran from where I worked at all the way to my house. And I think we're like maybe about between 5 to 10 miles. And I ran nonstop and beat the person there that was coming to pick me up. I guess they say that supernatural power kick in, you know what I'm saying, when you have a certain type of hurt or whatever. But that was the last time I had a feeling like that. But when Low passed and I knew he was gone, I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, no, this can't be real. I'm like, no, this can't be real. 6 o'clock, my phone rung non-stop for literally about 2 weeks. I never got so many phone calls in my life. I never got so many texts in my life. it took me about 2 weeks to clear out my phone. I had like over 1,000 texts. And every time I thought I was getting close to clearing, another set of just show up in my phone. But I never had that many texts, phone calls in my life. Every radio station was calling me. Everybody was trying to get the story, wanted to get a quote, wanted me to talk, wanted to talk to his mom, wanted to see what was going on. It was just crazy. And the city was, it was like a cloud that just came over, because it wasn't the same, because that man had a lot of people that loved him.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of people that had respect for him, a lot of people that, you know what I'm saying, that was down with that whole D4L movement. So when he passed, it was crazy. It was crazy. The funeral was out of control. Like, the funeral was packed. There's people outside that couldn't even get in. Rick Ross, I think he couldn't even make it in. Like, it was celebrity that couldn't. The funeral was so packed. Like, certain celebrities couldn't even get in. It was crazy, but it was a huge effect that was on the city. It affected a lot of people, and it's crazy because it's like when you pass, you get shown the most love after you gone versus than when you're here. And
you don't think he got his flowers while he was here?
Nah, not like how he did when he passed. When he passed, it was humongous.
Yeah.
Like, Beyonce gave this man a tribute.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? Cedric the Entertainer, all these people like giving this man a tribute. You know what I'm saying? In front of millions, the world. You know, geez, everybody paying their respect to this man. Even Tip gave this man a tribute. You know what I'm saying? Like, they showed this man so much love. They was playing his music so much. And they're like, man, why we couldn't get that when he was here? He was low, has been bigger gone than he was alive. By far. By far. I'm talking about ain't even comparison. By far. They show like crazy. I like, it's like he touched, like, if you didn't know Low, you knew him after he was gone, because it traveled all around the world. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you got people like Beyonce and just giving this man shots out and giving them a tribute and they stuff, and the big entertainers, and it was amazing. Yeah. It was amazing. You know, it's a good feeling to know that, you know, we keeping his legacy going, we keeping it alive, but I just, every day I be like, sometimes I be like, man, can't believe my boy gone. Yeah. Can't believe he gone. But it definitely was a hurtful feeling.
I do want to ask you a few more questions before we go. I know, not getting to know you a little bit better, I know that there's not enough time to ask you everything that needs to be asked.
Still a lot, we ain't even covered, but can we take one break, bro?
You gotta take a little break.
All right, let's take one little break. Come right back.
I still want to know.
It's your boy Johnnie Cabell checking in. Shouts out to the man himself, Real Tune TV. Make sure y'all check this man out. Make sure y'all support him. We support our own. So make sure y'all check him out. Real Tune TV. Look him up.